Alright guys, welcome back to the Adam Show. So I have been painting flat out this morning for about 5 hours to get this orc list exactly how I want it for tonight. As you can see, I've gone with the bad moons. So this army's got a heck of a lot of shooting in it. So let's have a look at what I've got in the list. So it's pretty much troops and 2 HQs with a couple of transports. It's 1,000 points, it comes in at exactly 999. I will be expanding on the list leading up to a tournament coming up that's 1350, but this will be the core of the list and I'm going to test this out tonight against, I have no idea what opponent, so it'll be good just to test it out. So first up I have as HQs 2 WARBOSSes. So Power Claw, this one's going to have the Bad Moon Relic, the shooty gun. Then we've also got this WARBOSS, and that's our 2 HQs. Just for now, just because I'm going with exactly what's in the codex and they took a lot of other things out, so I'm just going to try out the 2 WARBOSSes. Now troops wise, at the back we got there's 4 units of troops. I'll start from the front. So this is a 30-man unit, 30-man shooter squad. In the shooter squad, there's 3 rockets at the front here. So 1, 2, 3, and then we've got a knob with the Power Claw, and he's just got himself a little combi rocket. So the idea of this squad is to be able to, I'm going to try and use the teleportarium stratagem and deep strike him in and unload a heap of shooting, maybe even shoot twice with them. So that's the idea behind them. And then maybe if they start reducing in number, use the unstoppable green tide to bring them back again and go again. At the back, we've got on this side and this side, 2 more units of 12-man shooter boys in trucks. In their unit, the knobs have Power Claw Combi Scorcher. And there's also a rocket in each of these 12-man units. I've modeled my trucks to have rockets on them, but they've taken out of the codex, so tonight I'll just run them as big shooters, see how that goes. But that's not, you know, it's not the worst thing that's ever happened. So those 2 units are identical, and then the last unit is the younger unit of Chopper Boys. It's a 10-man unit, led by Knob again, Combi Scorcher, Power Claw. Now the reason this is a 10-man unit is so that I can put the 2 WARBOSSes in the truck if I need to, depending on how I'm going to run the battle. So I might even put that truck in the teleportarium if I need the WARBOSSes right in the enemy's grill real quick. It gives you a lot of good flexibility and options. So at this point the army is all troops and 2 HQs at 1,000 points. I've got well over 60 boys and a couple of transports and heaps of rockets, Power Claws, flamers, all that sort of stuff. So I'm pretty confident in taking on any list that comes along tonight. Alright, so when I get down to the club, find out who I'm playing and we'll see how I go. Cheers guys.
Alright guys, so I got down the club and my opponent is Trent and he's got his Dark Angels out. So he's whacked together 1,000 points to fight against my Orks. What's he got in the list? He's got Captain with sword, which is a relic, and a storm shield, which is at the moment painting by the looks of things. He's got a librarian with a sword. He's just put together this apothecary, which looks nice. Behind them we've got a unit of intercessors with grenade and power sword. 2 units of scouts just behind them. They're armed identically with a heavy bolter, so you can use the Hellfire rounds. He's just in the middle of obviously painting them up. The back we've got a Dreadnought. Is just normal Dreadnought?
It is Venerable.
Venerable Dreadnought with rockets and las. Hellblaster squad, just normal Hellblasters?
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, run-of-the-mill Hellblasters. And then it wouldn't be Dark Angels without some Deathwing Terminators, which looks like he's got the Cyclone, some hammers, some guns, some bits and bobs. So that comes in at 8 command points. We'll roll up a mission and go from there. Alright guys, so here's the setup for the Orks on this side. 1, 2, 3 trucks. And then Over here we've got 1, 2, 3 units in the trucks, and then I've set up this 30-man unit in the teleportarium. Trent set up all his guys along here in a defensive line to kill my orcs. Looking pretty good. And then obviously in the teleportarium for him, or actually we've just discussed Thunderhawk gunship, he's got these two, and the Terminators are going to come down. So we got 4 objectives on the table. One's here in the Orks, one's in the middle, and one's over here with these guys. Alright, so I set up first because I only had 4 drops.
Do you want to like film the throwing the dice together?
That's what we're doing. So this is to see who goes first. So I got a +1. I've rolled a 6. Trent's rolled a 4. Would you like to try and seize the initiative, Trent? Here he goes. It's a 1. The very opposite of a 6. Alright, the Orks will have their first turn, and I'll get back to you at the end of that. Alright guys, so end Ork turn 1, can't speak, I'm turned into an Ork. Truck moved forward here. These 2 trucks zoomed up over here from back here. This truck over here shot over here and killed one of them guys. The combination of these 2 trucks shot into these scouts and killed 4 of them and rammed into them. Trent's just got to take a leadership, which will roll for us now because I've just remembered. See if he kills himself. Nah, he's fine. Alright, so that's the end of my turn 1. Trent can have his turn 1, and then we'll see what happens. Alright guys, end of Dark Angel's turn 1. So Trent didn't really move a lot. His Dreadnought here and these scouts stepped out, fired into this truck, removing 6 wounds. Ramshackle saved me a couple of wounds. These guys in this building, so the combined firepower of the plasma and the rest of these guys here, shot and blew up the truck. I used the Orc stratagem to loot my truck, giving me +1 armor save, and then we blew up in cover, so I had a pretty good cover save. So he shot into me with these guys and tried to assault, failing, and then with my Orc shooting, I blew away 1.5 Marines in Overwatch, so I'm pretty happy with that. Alright, so it's on like Donkey Kong. I will have my turn 2, and I'll get back to you. Alright, so these guys come running over here and beat the shit out of some Primaris Marines. I got 1 WARBOSS out to support these guys. The other WARBOSS stayed in this truck with the rest of the Slugger Boys, anticipating Trent's next move. And these guys moved forward and wiped out the scouts. We also shot a missile into the Dreadnought, taking 2 wounds off it. We went to charge, failed, but that's alright. So Trent's now going to have his turn 2. Yep, his turn 2. And then I'll get back to you. Alright. Alright, end of Dark Angel's turn 2. They shot the shit out of my truck here, blew it up. I used another stratagem to give him the armor, and that kept him alive. So that's worked for me twice this game. He deep struck these down here, a captain over here, this guy here, but failed to do much damage to anything. Like, he killed a few boys with his bolt guns and plasma, but it was pretty underwhelming. Then over here in combat, this just goes on. He's down to 1 Primaris Marine, and his Apothecary's on 1 wound now. So the Orcs are giving him a solid beating. I'll have my 3rd turn. See if I can't bring the Mighty War. Alright. Alright guys, so the end of my turn 3 with the Orcs is we zoom across here. As you can see, there's a massed amount, so I've teleported in with 30 guys here. We blew away the Hellblasters, charged through, chopped them up, and then ended up over here into these guys. My WARBOSS single-handedly punched out his Librarian. Then over here we've tied up this Dreadnought and brought it down to 3 wounds. I reversed the truck back because it's just going to sit in the objective and hold that now. And over here the Apothecary died, but this 1 Primaris Marine just wants to live forever. So we have pretty much mowed them down to 6 models, 7 models. So we'll see what Trent does in his turn, and looks like it's going well for the Orcs. Alright, end of Trent's turn 3. So here, these guys are staying here, punched on with the Dreadnought. We have them down to 2 wounds. Over here, these guys killed their way through a little bit, but on the other side of this wall is a lot of Orcs. And we've chewed our way through over here. And we've come in here, so he's got a captain and some Terminators left to do their bidding. So pretty much, just to see what happens, I'm going to have my last turn, see if I can wipe these guys off the mat, because as Trent just said, it's not looking good. Alright, I'll get back to you in my turn 4. Alright people, so at the end of the Orks turn 4, as you can see here, she's a solid tabling. There's no more. We own everything. Alright, it was a good game. The Orks definitely are powerful this edition. You got anything you want to add, Trent? Nope. That's the bitter cold silence of defeat. Alright guys, if you like the battle reports, like and subscribe to the channel, and enjoy the rest of your day or night or whatever it may be. Cheers.